Why, hello everybody, it's GleeCon, and I'm here again bringing you another episode of Lore of Warcraft. Thanks for tuning in. On the last one, we started a small run of short videos we're going to do made by Blizzard with the Harbingers series of Gul'dan. Pretty neat little thing about the kind of origin of where Gul'dan came from. We're deep in Blasted Lands. We've got a ton of that zone accomplished, and we're about halfway through the finale quest line of that zone, the really cool quest line of basically putting a stop to the demons that are currently kind of running the Blasted Lands now that the portal is sort of temporarily shut down. So stay a while and listen as we take Glee Contessa and resume that journey with her. She is on the way to Azshara, where she can go meet up with a demon hunter. I guess we'll kind of recap how the story has gone so far on the way. But first, while we're here, we can do some selling. I don't really know that any of this stuff is, like, worthwhile. 6 demon bag, anything like that. We can go to the bank with some of it. I just wanted to take a peek and see how much is 6 demon bag cost. 25 gold. Cool. I guess it could be like a nice little use if we wanted to keep it into effect. This short sword of vengeance, maybe because of its lower level. Short sword of vengeance. So no, nothing particularly cool. Like this one's not that much higher. Who knows mercy? So. And it's better. Alright, so I don't know that I want to play the game where I wait on the auction house to maybe sell the 6 demon bag for 25 gold. When I offered it for free to the people in my party, nobody cared. So, I think I'm going to take the 1 gold or whatever I can get for it now.
Welcome to the Bank of Stormwind. We offer financial accounts and safety deposit boxes for valuable items. Do you already have an account with us, ma'am?
Now this Black Skull shield, that's intriguing. Forgot about checking that one out too. Also, maybe smelting some of our stuff could be helpful while we're running around. Smot's compass, I guess I'm gonna sell that. Yeah, a lot of this is... I need to repair, we gotta sell. We also have to get our powers while we're here. Let's look at that Black Skull shield. I don't remember. There is another shield I found. I got a legendary low-level shield like that on Shaman too, but I don't remember if it's the exact same one. 425. Pretty freaking good. So they are for sale. So that one's worth hanging on to. For one reason or another. Whether we try to sell it or whether it is better than I thought. Pretty neat, pretty cool. Like I said, probably a pretty solid paladin shield if we go that route.
Browsing my wares, or is there something specific I can help you find today?
Yeah, we can sell that. That I'm sure is fine. Those are fine. Oh, Aquamarine can go back in the bank. Okay. I could send that to my other character. Yeah, I'm gonna sell the 6 demon bag and that. Those are all fine. Decent amount of little amount of gold. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I guess I probably shouldn't really like overthink it too much because who freaking cares?
See you later.
We're not gonna be doing that much more time dedicated only to this one character. We're gonna funnel ourselves into... I haven't heard any outcry about switching over from Glee Contessa into Dadgar, so I think the attachment we may or may not feel toward this character probably overshadowed by the fact that Retribution Paladins are generally...
No one's ever stolen anything out of here.
Exciting to
not
play.
In the whole history of
Put the Aquamarine in there. We'll put this Black Vitriol. I didn't have any in there. We do this Arcane Crystal. I do not have room. Cool. What can we take out? 25 gold for another bag slot. Maybe. I guess I don't really need this snowman kit. I don't really care about that. So let's take that. You know what? I'm not going to save that. We'll sell that one. Yeah, this Arcane Crystal, we can put that to the side. Okay, that ore we will condense when we get around something. And I'll clean up a little bit of this bag. I guess we'll send this over, this recipe to the mage. I don't know if he already has it. And I'm going to keep that one in my bag. Send this over to Dadgar, who I probably annoy people with Dadgar. So, yeah. We are gonna, now we need to travel to, basically to Ratchet. So we have two choices. We can go to Ironforge by train up to Menethil. That'll take us to Dustwallow, and then we fly up there. Or we can right now fly down to Stormwind and take a boat to Ratchet, then fly up there. Either way, this is not ideal, but I guess we're just gonna, let's do it this way. Alright, this potion I'm gonna save. Oh, that's another thing. I wanted to maybe use this. A few heavy mage weaves we can get out of there. Maybe we'll get a couple more points of leveling up first aid. Just can't help myself, guys. I will not put ourselves through any fishing on this character anymore. Not now. Because I think... I'm pretty sure Dadgar is level 300 on fishing. If not, he's very close. 290 or 295, just like her. And we will, at some point, have to do that on camera.
Where is it you would like to go, lass? For just a few coins,
down to Booty Bag.
Can get you there faster.
All right, so let's talk about the chain. What happened so far? So basically, we met this fallen hero of the Horde. This blood elf guy in the Netherguard keep said, you know, suck your pride up and go talk to this guy, even though he's a Horde member. A Horde ghost. We did that, and he basically said he was part of a party that went out to attack, you know, the evil that is in the Blasted Land. And then there was a demon guy there named Razlik, and Razlik basically destroyed and enslaved his entire contingent. He watched them fall, and they now serve him. So he sends you out to go walk along the land and free them next to their stones. So we do that, and then he says, well, he has one more guy as part of the party that we're not able to free. He's in this cave. He has, I don't know, you have to kill this big ghostly demon, fell hunter thing, elite, and then this guy's ghost pops out of that. So somehow we just make no, like, we don't bat an eye that we're constantly just interacting with ghosts. So you go back and tell him that. Actually, before you even do that part, after you free the guys, one of the guys you freed is this Tauren. He gives you this reward, this shard of the split hooves, and basically says, like, yeah, it sucked. We did have a failed attack. I don't know. We were too proud. We underestimated the enemy. Da, da, da. So then you go back and he's like, well, this story continues. We want to really take this guy down. And I think when we talked to this guy in there, he said, to take him down, you're going to need to find this amulet that is used to summon him, control him, whatever. Make him vulnerable to be defeated. But because he knows that, he has divided the three parts of the amulet against amongst his three lieutenants. So we need to find a way to destroy these lieutenants because they're basically invulnerable. And that's why we're going to see a demon hunter with Azshara. Okay. Now, I don't think we're going to finish that chain today because basically it's going to take a war party to defeat these bad boys. But what we will do is go land here, travel over, talk to Loramus. Loramus or Loramus or whatever, he'll send us to do two things. He's going to send us to get some Azsharite crystals, and he's going to send us to kill this freaking Hydra. We're gonna need most likely help to get the Hydra, so we will wait until we pick up the quest, see if we can get some help. Even one person, it's not that hard. I did solo it on my 2 other accounts. I kited it on both of them, which we can't do with her. So, will we be able to do it? I don't know. It's a 3-headed Hydra. We're gonna try, and that's my real goal for tonight. After that, we will be able to get the Azsharite crystals. So we're going to get those things, and then we will need to return to the Blasted Lands. Upon returning to the Blasted Lands, we will get the last two main quest steps in the area, which are to kill those 3 lieutenants, which we will need a war party to do that. And then once we have those, to take it to the top of this mountain where those glyphs are, and kill Razlik himself. That will be the culmination of the Blasted Lands quest line. We'll be done in that zone, and we'll be ready to go off to Sunken Temple. Speaking of Sunken Temple, we are about to land in Azshara, but we'll have some more flying ahead of us. I mean, in Booty Bay. We're going to go to the spreadsheet and wrap up the Sunken Temple spreadsheet next. We're going to run Sunken Temple on Alliance and Horde. Not really for the quests, but a little bit, but also because we have class quests we haven't covered that we have the opportunity to cover. So we're going to do the Paladin class quest line, and we're going to do the Shaman class quest line. We need to go on the boat. I see it over there. I don't know if we'll make it in time since it's already landed. Hustle over and maybe we'll get lucky. We have that Paladin buff to speed, but we are also stuck on foot because you cannot mount up here. Yeah, a mage can blink. I also have the speedy boots on. It's gonna be tight. I feel like we're not there yet. That mage could maybe blink. Okay, now I feel pretty safe because we could jump and make it if we had to. So we made the boat. Hooray. Cool on us. Just in time. Alright, so let's look at the spreadsheet. Looking at this spreadsheet, yeah, there's a Warcraft Gul'dan. I just posted that video. That should be, by the time you guys watch this, that's available. Okay, so on the spreadsheet here, we stopped at the God Hakar. The next... This is called the Hand of Rostakhan. It requires confront Yakimya, which also requires the final tablet. Yeah, so those were some... We were following that line. The Lost Tablets of Mosharu. These come from Eastern Plaguelands. So yeah, and that requires... So this is part of a chain. We did type it in, but that chain will lead us to Eastern Plaguelands and ultimately into the Zul'Grub questline. We will do them, but we're not going to pick them up on these episodes. So we're cool on that. All right, so then that brings us to the Essence of Aranicus. This is found when you kill this dragon in here. He drops this thing. Begins a quest. It's found within the dungeon itself. It is a drop quest. It's called the Essence of Aranicus. 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 And this is a drop quest. This quest, oh man, this quest is, for some reason, this one is very memorable to me. I don't know why. I think it was my first trinket ever, the first time I ever played WoW. I think that was the first trinket that I ever got. And I think I used it for a while because I think it's a legendary, or maybe it wasn't my first trinket, but maybe it was my first legendary. I don't know exactly. All right, we are here. I guess we're gonna do some smelting while we're here, and then we're gonna fly over to Azshara. Keep that going. But I want to condense my stuff. Have got plenty of dense stones. We have plenty of mithril. So first, actually, before we go there, yeah, let's smelt the heck out of everything. So we do have 38 mithril. Cool. I guess I'll just pause while that smelts for a minute, and that will take us in. Now, what is this quest? Yeah, it's found from, if you look at the comments, if you don't want to keep it, you can turn it in to this dude. If you don't want to keep the trinket, I don't really think the trinket's, yeah, it's called the Chained Essence of Irenicus. It poisons everybody around you. 50 damage, 45 for 40, every 5 seconds for 45 seconds, so a total of 450 damage. That's it. So if you want to be able to do AoE, 450 AoE poison, which is not insignificant, that's cool. Or you can continue on with the Essence of Irenicus quest. This is called Irenicus Tyrant of the Dream. It is technically an unlock here. So the Essence of Irenicus, I guess if we wanted to continue this quest line, which we might, it says bring the Oath Stone of Azshara's Dragonflight and the Chained Essence of Irenicus. It's here where you will make your choice to aid Azshara's Dragonflight or not. Okay, and then you bring that to him and you'll get the quest in Irenicus' own words. Travel to Eastern Winter Spring and speak with Umbrans, the Spirit Seeker. That will open up the essence of... No. That's it, and I guess... I don't really know what that does for you. What's the point? If you move to the... I have been told by Blue that you do give up the trinket for the XP and the quest ends here. We're going to smelt our thorium now. There is no more to it. The text reads as though it goes further on, but it doesn't. And there's no more supportive content to the quest. If you like the trinket, keep it. You want the XP? Yeah, it's a poor trade. So, yeah, they never finish it. However, I don't know where you get the Oath Stone of Azshara's Dragonflight. You get the Oath Stone, oh, just by talking to him. Oh, okay, cool. So you just get it. Irenicus, Tyrant of the Dream is the other quest. Acquires a bunch of things. This is the... Okay, so what tomorrow brings. This is a Silithus quest. So this last one here, Irenicus, Tyrant of the Dream that it mentions, that is actually a quest for the Anchorage war effort. So that's not real. That's not part of our thing. But I am wrong about this other one. This old bad boy. We can continue this quest chain, and we will. So this will unlock the essence, and we will work on that in a mo. Go to our blacksmithing, and we're going to take our blacksmithing supplies. I'm going to make solid grinding stones here. We have what's needed to make, and then after that, we're going to make our mithril spurs. They take a little bit of time too. We're just trying to see how far we can get. This I can sell. I know there's stuff I can sell. Alright, so now we can make... We need more of those stones, but we can make... bunch of mithril spurs. We are going to continue to make them. We just need more freaking grinding stones. I should have never sold that patch I had. That pack. Alright, so we need the essence of Aranicus. That's in the Swamp of Sorrows. Place the essence of Aranicus in the essence font located in his lair in the Sunken Temple. So, okay, so he gives you this. I see. So instead of keeping it as a trinket, place the essence font in my lair. So you can just go place it right here while you're still in the temple. Cool. This takes so long to make. Alright, so we did the essence of Aranicus part 1, and it unlocks the essence of Aranicus part 2. That's how you continue the chain. Okay, so part 2 is found not as a drop. Whoops, get it. I guess you... No, I don't really know. Yeah, then you that brings you to the swamp. I guess if you drop it in the thing. If you bring it into his font within the dungeon there. That's how I'm interpreting this. I might be fully wrong. How are my boots? Already have missile spurs. I'm going to sell this bad boy. We did not get a point from any of this, by the way. Okay. So then that unlocks in Aranicus' own words. We will travel to Winter Spring and speak with Umbrons, the Spirit Seeker. That's fine. In Aranicus' own words. That is found in Swamp of Sorrows. In Aranicus' is that how you spell it? Nope, no apostrophe. Own words. That is Swamp of Sorrows. Cool. So we are going to do this little chain. Alright, let's solve.
What's up?
Yep, sell it. Even though this sell for like nothing, we're going to do it. I got 4 of them. We got plenty of mithril right now, we just don't have enough solid stones. Okay. It's pretty good. Just examining the situation. Those are my 5 buffs from Blasted Lands.
Be good.
Okay, off we go. I could make more dense grinding stones. Pretty good too. We have a bunch of stacks of them, but it's not... I'm gonna wait and see what I need, because I do like to turn them into a sharpening stone from time to time.
Time is money, friend.
Alright, time to fly up to Azshara. So we finish this little part out. Okay, so you do in Aranicus' own words. And that will... That's it. Yeah, you go to him, and he's like, cool. And that's the end of the quest line. And that's just, this is another example of those where they never got around to finishing it, and people hate that. Okay, so that is what it is. All right, now we are also going to look at 2 things while we're there. If we're going to do Paladin and Shaman, we're going to do this quest line. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Chillwind Point, Dispelling Evil, Inert Scourge Stones. All this happens in Western Plaguelands. And then Forging the Might Stone. And we've already read all the other ones, and we're also on Shaman here. When we do our other run, we're going to do Elemental Mastery, Spirit Totem, Devoodoo. I guess it's just 3 quests. Either way, we are going to have to go do those, and they are going to send us to Sunken Temple. Everything else about Sunken Temple is not faction specific. These 2 are, but we've already done them. Earlier prequels. So that's it. So that is what we have coming up. What I think will happen, it's not going to take us long tonight to do these basically 2 quests in Azshara. We're going to go, I mean, it's more than 2. It's actually a bunch because there's talking. We will be able to deal with this guy, and it's just the Hydra. That's my rolling of the dice. where I'm going off on the chance that maybe we beat it, and if we don't, we beg for help and hopefully we get it. I'm hoping. Oh no! I forgot to do my level 60 powers. Son of a stinkerton. So now we're gonna have to do this without our level 60 powers. That's a crying shame. I mean, whatever. I'm not gonna go back for it, but gotta remember to do those. Got to remember to get the level 60 powers for my girl. That's the Eye of the Emberseer quest. Hydraxis. Alright, so we're gonna head on out to the Demon Hunter and have a conversation with Loramus. Maybe we should pronounce these. If there was a nice... That's one of my favorite things about Lord of the Rings and J.R.R. Tolkien. J.R.R. Tolkien, for those of you that don't know, I'm sure a lot of you guys are experts. His background is that he was a professor of linguistics. So his focus in the majority of his education was on the study of language, how languages are constructed, which is why his languages are essentially the foundation of all fantasy language that you see in any movies, in Dungeons and Dragons, and tons of video games. That's why Elvish sounds Elvish and Dwarvish sounds Dwarvish, and you know, it all comes from him. As a matter of fact, Elvish, Elven, Dwarvish, Dwarven, those were not even words until J.R.R. Tolkien invented them. He is such the OG for what we consider like fantasy, because before him, what we had was like ancient Greek and Nordic myth. You know, we had Beowulf, we had stuff like that, which is really like in that kind of legend format, kind of vague, subject to imagination, loose descriptions. He was the first real world builder, and he just showed that there was so much meat on that bone that people wanted to get to. You could spend your time really creating a world that fit together and made sense, and that it was marketable, people cared. Just the GOAT. J.R.R. Tolkien is unquestionably GOAT. And his fascination with linguistics meant that he made, I mean, there are books and notebooks he had, and I've read little parts of them. If you read not the Silmarillion, which there is some of it discussed in the Silmarillion, but there's another book series, oh geez, what's it called? I don't remember, but it's 13 or so books. I started reading them. I think I've read about the first 4 or 5. They're super boring. Very dry. It's very redundant, lots of footnotes, lots of incomplete material. It's really, if you're interested in exploring how he wrote and rewrote his concepts over decades that eventually evolved into the Lord of the Rings, it's very dry material. It's like, I do a lot of reading out loud. My family, you know, is the guinea pigs for what I do on this show, and it was like torture for them. Like, each book is like hundreds of pages of indices and glossaries and appendices. And I read every page of the first 5-ish of this 13 books. Maybe the later ones are better. I suspect that they might be, because they're dealing more with the universe itself, whereas the ones I read were a lot of the stuff that led up to the Silmarillion and how it differed from the Silmarillion and yada yada yada. What parts had to get cut out of all of these ideas for the Silmarillion? What were the original maps like? But in that, it talks a lot about the language building, and he really did. I mean, he had alphabets, and he designed them extremely meticulously. He had root words in the same way that we have Latin root words, basically, that mean certain things, or really all languages basically do. But he did it as someone that not nowhere near on his level, but that was my original when I went off to college and spent my first 5 years in college. That was, as I've talked about on the show before, that was what I focused on. I originally went in to be a foreign language major, and I wanted to take like multiple foreign languages, and I took 5 years of Arabic and 2 years of Mandarin, and then I was also just speaking Spanish, as part of my life. Spanish is the only one I can still speak moderately well. I'm sure I make fool. I'm sure I do not sound like an intelligent person when I talk, but I speak it fluently every day at work.
Greet. Can you see them, mortal? No, I did not think you could. Sighted but sightless. It is your gift and your curse.
This is Loramus or Loramus Philippides. Kind of a Greek-sounding name. Hail, Loramus. I bring word from the Blasted Lands.
In the Age of War, Roslik the Defiler served as the most fearsome of Lord Kazak's lieutenants. When the Legion was defeated and Kazak forced back into the Tainted Scar, Roslik was tasked by his master to secure the Blasted Lands. While the Alliance fought petty battles with the Horde over territory outside of the Blasted Lands, Roslik was uniting the differing Shadow Council sects and the brutish Dreadmaul ogres of the land.
Alright, pause. So this is actually some important lore. I don't know what they mean by in the Age of War, other than perhaps we're talking about the previous games, Warcraft 1, 2, and 3. Razlik the Defiler is this big demon that we're going to ultimately fight. He is the strongest of Lord Kazak's lieutenants, Lord Kazak being one of the world bosses that will be released soon. He's not released technically at the phase that we're doing, but he will be. So, the Legion was defeated. So this could be War of the Ancients, but I'm thinking maybe this is Warcraft 3. And Kazak is forced back into the Tainted Scar. That's that area with all of the elite Doom Guards that we don't go into in the Blasted Lands. Razlik was then given the task, hey, Kazak is forced to hide, and he will eventually, very soon for us, pop out as a world boss. But Razlik needs to secure the Blasted Lands. The area around the Dark Portal is no small shakes about what we need to, if someone can control it. And they really have. It's pretty infested. Meanwhile, the Alliance fight these petty battles with the Horde over territory outside the Blasted Land, notably Warcraft 1, 2, 3, beyond. Razlik was uniting the Shadow Council and the Dreadmaul ogres that existed there, and now they control the perimeter. Will you help?
Azshara Felar.
That's this quest.
Del Diab.
And you see them, Lord? No, I did not think you could. Sighted but sightless is your gift and your curse.
I will help you, although I do not think you fully understand what you're up against.
Probably? Alright, so this is the Demon Hunter, and then we're picking up the quest called Loramus, or Loramus. Okay, boom.
So you wish to battle demons? You would do well to listen to my tale.
Okay, so we have to listen to some story from him.
How may I help?
I wish to hear your story.
In the Age of War, Roslik the Defiler served as the most fearsome of Lord Kazak's lieutenants.
We read that one. This we already read.
Kazak forced back into the Tainted Scar. Roslik was tasked by his master to secure the Blasted Lands. While the Alliance fought petty battles with the Horde over territory outside of the Blasted Lands, Roslik was uniting the differing Shadow Council sects and the brutish Dreadmaul ogres of the land.
Please continue.
Tragically, it was Thrall's wisdom that finally sealed the bond between the Demon Lord and his minions. It was Trevor's regiment that served as the catalyst to unite the Demon Lord, the Shadow-sworn sects, and the ogres. The lure of nearly unlimited power and the granting of immortal shock troops to each respective leader sealed the deal in blood.
I don't remember who Trebor is, but the Trebor's regiment, oh, that's the guy, I guess, the hero of the Horde, served as the catalyst. because they wanted to turn them into immortal shock troops. So that brought the ogres, the Shadow Council people, and the demons together and created that shock troop army. I don't understand.
Tragically, it was Thrall's
so now
wisdom
he's not
that
gonna. It glitches out when the story goes too long.
What Savine, Alistarge, and Grohl did not realize was that just as their servants were bound to the land, so would they be. You see, the price for their own immortality was also imprisonment and eternal servitude under the command of Razlik. The cruel cunning of Razlik had emerged the victor once again. So we're learning also that the 3 elite bosses that hold this necklace are also immortal, like those spirits were. Now the soldiers were immortal but you could just defeat them if you beat them by one of the stones. Indeed.
Tragically, it was Thrall.
Their minds are now tainted human. Yes, even more so than before. They live only to serve and protect Razlik. Amulet fragments they each hold are the key to summoning the Demon Lord. What you do not understand is that none of them can be harmed through any conventional means. I will do this with or without your help, Loramus.
Tragically, it was Thrall.
Then let us pretend that you undergo the long and arduous task of creating the bane necessary to break through the demonic wards placed upon the Triad. What would be your next course of action? To face the Defiler in his lair? Ha 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 ha! Loramus laughed.
Del Nadres, I am listening.
So be it.
Okay, so he is laughing at us, the folly, and that is now going to give us breaking the ward. Another quest. That's the next one in this line.
You are foolhardy, adventurer. It is an admirable quality of your kind to blindly enter battle when you have little to no chance of success. I will assist you, if only to see just one of Razalik's minions fall. To break the ward placed over Razalik's subordinates will take time and require the acquisition of rare artifacts. Be still, I must first perform the Enlightenment ritual. The information I gather will assist me in forging weapons of great power.
He's going to do something with himself. It says, Loramus the Lippity staggers. Falls down. He's doing some enlightenment on himself.
Azshara.
Stands back
Can
up.
I assist you?
The name of the beast must be found.
Okay, so we need the name of the beast. I don't know what that means.
There is only one way to harm the Demon Lord and his minions. A weapon of power must be forged bearing his true name. When such a weapon is forged, the demon and all under his command are vulnerable. A lesser deity resides in Azshara, Lord Arkarok. You must seek him out, but be warned. His minions will stop at nothing to destroy you if you are discovered. Undoubtedly, you will have to pay a price for such information.
Alright, so there is a deity here now that we are going to go talk to. The name of the beast. So this deity is a, sea giant. We gotta go talk to him. He's here. We go through this, we don't have to go through the cave, but he's across the bay. So, this would be where being the shaman would be nice, so we could water walk across this, or even a druid, so we could swim. But nope, we're gonna take our plate mail clad paladin and swim across the bay. This is not too bad. You do have to, he's in one of these little temples, like a version of the temple in Dalaran, or no, Darnassus. That little map template they use. It's full of Makrura, maybe some Naga. I think it's mostly Makrura. We'll probably have to kill a couple. You can get there without killing too many. Or maybe there's Murlocs. Little of this, little of that. They're not hard. They're not elite or anything. We can probably run from most of them and then fight one or two right before we talk to the guy. We will have to also then go do this quest and go back to him. So, I don't quite want to ask for help yet. Getting close. Let's see. So next, after we do all of these, we have that whole Irenicus line left. The next thing is going to be Western Plaguelands. So you know what? I think we could at least pull up. Let's put that on the spreadsheet. Western Plaguelands is going to be our next area. Insert 2 columns to the right. Okay. Yeah, so there's sea giants everywhere. This is the son of Arkarok. We're going to go meet Daddy. Hey, Daddy. Sick. This is going to be Western Plaguelands, which is awesome because once we're in Western Plaguelands, like I've said 1,000 times, that means we're in Endgame. In my opinion, now that could be controversial. Some people might not consider Western Plaguelands to be Endgame. Fine, I'll hear you out. It's a kind of a transition zone between the Endgame and this part that we're in right now. We're getting pretty borderline to Endgame as it is. But Western Plaguelands, not a huge zone. Got some questing along the way here. Actually, yeah, some little sporadic things. There is a Dungeon Scholomance that we will not be doing soon. This is actually, once you cross this river, you're in Eastern Plaguelands, so that quest with Tyrion Fordring doesn't count. Notably, there's a little base here if you're Alliance, and then there are some quests for the Ruins of Anderhall. I think there might be a couple little things. Not a huge zone, but it is pretty packed with some quests. It's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and open up the quests now. Quests, bam, bam, Eastern Kingdoms, Western Plaguelands. Cool. We're almost there. There's some guys in the shallows that we might aggro. We are going to do level quest required. Okay. Oops. Yep, so we just aggroed this wave. So there is an unused quest, Araj's Phylactery Shard. We're not going to worry about that. There are in total 95 quests, which is pretty long. If you consider any other questions, there are 2 Season of Discoveries. So that's it. So there are in reality, and there's that one that's a question mark. So in reality, there are... Ooh, there's a rich thorium vein. I'm going to fight this guy just so I can go back. There's that rich thorium vein. So in reality, there is about 92 quests. Now, we're used to doing neutral, and if you look at them, it looks like it's about 1/3 neutral, 1/3 Horde. So we are going to have to run this zone on both Horde and Alliance. Fine. It means in reality we're probably dealing more like a quest that has about a zone that has about 60 quests, which is still pretty long. I'm thinking it's so long because there's a lot of endgame stuff, so I don't know if it's gonna really be feel as long as all that. This 20 extra armor is pretty solid. I mean, I think, do I still have a stone skin potion? I was gonna say, we could use that when we go fight this guy, because a minute and a half of 1,000 extra armor would be pretty solid. I'm gonna let this guy, we're gonna use this bubble. I wanted to wait a little bit, but we aggroed too soon. So we're just gonna run, like, blindly, let them aggro onto us. Not gonna sweat it very much. We could have probably been a little more creative. And don't love that they are chipping away at my percentage of durability right before I go try to fight. Avalancheon's back out. You be too scared. We fight you. Alright, so this guy is... We can just fight him, I guess. Slowly, yeah, so there's Makrura and Murloc. Crustaceans of a... We're gonna be borderline on time. Don't love it. In order to get the called for help. Great. In order to get the nobody even was not close. Okay. All right. So yeah, if we're cute here and we hug the walls, we could probably avoid having to fight anybody else just to save time. And on the way out, we can absolutely just kind of blitz our way out, jump into the ocean, ignore these bad boys. And here is Lord Arkarok, big sea giant that's chilling. I need to be all up in his taint to talk to him. A demon lord? Lord Arkarok laughs. Perhaps that one can assist you with this information, but first you must assist the one. Okay, part 2. Name of the beast, part 2. So we did Name of the Beast part 1. Cool, coo. We already did that one. And now we're doing Name of the Beast part 2, which this is the one I'm worried about. This is the killing of the Hydra. She kills my children, mortal. She that calls herself the ruler of these oceans, a false god, nothing more. Crush her and bring back all of her heads. For that you will be given the name that you seek and something else of equal importance. She roams the clutch. Hetera she is called. Lord Arkarok points to the southwest. Go! So we must slay her and bring her all of her heads. Should get just looting her. Not too bad. It's not. It's. Problem is that she just hits like one. It's in an island area and there's a ton of people around. That's problem 1. Well, not ton, but there's just like you have to be slightly concerned about the different paths. That's problem 1. Problem 2. She's hard. She hits like a freaking truck. All right, let's see. Now we're gonna put the broadcast out because it will be helpful. Okay, I'm gonna add this as okay. Little typo in my thing, but she's kind of due west from here. Now, I tried this on a mage, and she hit so hard. It was almost impossible to take out. It says anybody in the zone. There are 3 people in this zone. I'll broadcast in the zone since there's 3 people or me plus 2. Me plus 2. So there's 2 people. There's 2 level 60s. There's a warrior and a druid. And I'm just going to keep broadcasting because I really feel like I'm going to need help on this one. I did not copy and paste correctly, so I'll have to do that one again if I want. I mean, like I said, I'm gonna try at least once. We're gonna see, is this even close? How's it going? I don't even freaking know. I don't know what to do, if I should go more for defense. Probably. I think that's probably better. And then should I go Blessing of Wisdom to increase my mana? Maybe. You spell Azshara right. Alright, so this is called Hetera's Clutch. She sometimes appears in her actual clutch over here. There's actually this whole little bay. I have seen her spawn in 3 places on this island. She sometimes chills, which the pro of this island is that you have some decent land if you want to kite her around. Downside being that there's that giant... Oh, heck yeah. Gotta help her. We're gonna sit on her. Where's she at? Awesome. So Logan 5 is gonna help us. They're in Stormwind, so we're gonna have to wait for them to get to me. Okay, so they're heading towards me. That's awesome. I can do a couple things. I'm gonna make with blacksmithing. I'm gonna make a sharpened thing. Is this a dense sharpening stone? We're gonna make one of those. Okay, so she does pat around this land right here. She also, I'm not gonna use that stone yet, but I wanted to make it. Oh, did she? Oh, for a second I thought she popped out of existence. She does also go... Actually, I don't think I've ever seen her go out like this. I guess so. She comes around to some of these islands. We just have to make sure we don't aggro one of those dumb son of Arkrok. So she's a 55 elite with 13k life. Now we've got a level 60 paladin healer. That's pretty good. They're in Everlook right now. That's also a pretty good teleportation. That's not very far. That's awesome. Nothing. We're not going to need help for the next stage of this. Telling them awesome. Because that's just collecting the crystals or whatever. We're going to get those. And then we bring them back to Loramus. That's all cool. And then the next phase is going to actually do the guys killing the leaders or whatever. That might require a party, but since I know it requires a party, I can spend time gathering that party. It's not going to take us an hour and a half necessarily to finish the 2 quests in the area. But it will... I might have to... I might stick with devotion anyway, depending on... Now, I don't know what they're gonna need. They do not need concentration. So I guess I'll go sanctity because she can run, or she or he, Logan, actually it's a he, Logan 5. He can run protection because concentration order doesn't help if I'm holding all the aggro. And Shadow, Frost, Fire I don't think is going to help either with this guy. Okay, they're landing. They're about to land any second. Come out here. So we'll probably go a little over time. I started a little later today too. That's just how it goes. The old work weeks. Today actually I got home at a normal time. And my video wasn't very long. It was just started a little later. I don't know what took so long. I was a little bit behind more compared to where I normally am on my stepping since I don't have that standing desk that the person in the comments talked about. That would really help me. I wouldn't have to sweat anything. Although I don't mind it. I don't mind But I guess I would... Okay, we're gonna sit right here. So this is another place. This is actually a good place. She'll just chill. I think of it as a girl, right? Says, she kills my children. She calls herself the ruler of the oceans. And, yeah. So, yep. We're gonna kill her. Where she has her... Hydras are weird in this game. They have 2 legs only. And then a snake-like body, and 3 heads that are fighting with each other. I don't think I've ever watched one like this before to really notice when they chill, the heads snap at each other. Reminds me of that meme you see all the time where it's like 3 dumb Hydra heads or 4 dead Hydra, 3 or 4 Hydra heads, and then there's an extra one that looks like it's like not the smart one of the bunch. Kind of like that. Alright, so what can I really do? If I'm going to buff up here, I can eat one of these grilled squid. Do that. I'll pay attention for... I will use this crystal yield on that bad boy. Okay. I will increase my spirit. That's also going to give me a little extra space, right? I will use the worst of these, which is the cerebral cortex. I'll use that dumb buff just to give it to myself. I don't have to worry about the fire damage or the healing, but I will definitely use a crystal yield. Sure, we're going to go ahead and use one of those. Cool. Alright. I think that's pretty good. About as good as I can really do. And I'll throw a... When they get out here, I will throw a Blessing of Might on myself. They're getting close when they're... Maybe when they hit this coastline. Then that's it. That's all I can really do. I can try to go for... You know, I can try to use potion. Or I can try to use those tubers as needed. So I can go mana heavy. But he's not a demon or anything. So... And I don't know if he's going to have to buff up. Let's see. They could put this Blessing of Light on me. I'm sure they will. I guess I will put the Blessing of Salvation on them. Go ahead and buff myself up with some damage. And then, oh, there's that dog barking. My daughter. She maybe or maybe not is going to leave in the morning. Why would I know? I'm just her dad and just live here with her. Why would she let me know if she's moving out of state in 12 hours? Why would I need to know? Alright, so, oh, he's pulling off right now. He's about to pull off. So I will keep it. I will kite this little bad boy back. Who's this person? They're part of the Unyielding. So now she's going to go over here to this little island next. Yeah, okay, we killed a minute. It's unfortunate I don't want her to do this. Annoying. Okay, maybe she's gonna go up on that rock. Okay, we're gonna pull it back. Okay, so we're gonna start with what I can get. My damage is not awesome, but it is what it is. Yeah, he's dropping the consecration. I guess that's not a bad idea. That's just mana intensive. I'm trying not to go that route, but they're hitting me pretty good on the heals, so. All right, now we can start judgmenting. Okay, judgment is low, but we're about to kill him. Okay. That was it. We did it. Cool. We managed to get that run. So that's cool. Nice pally heals. Gotta love them. Alright, so that was nice. Somebody just swept right in, the old Logan 5. Swept in to help, and we are out in the world now. So that was the hard thing for today. We have now 19 minutes-ish to go do the rest of this Azshara stuff. None of it's tough. All of it's easily soloable. We did the hard part. The name we used. Heck. Heckin' heckity heck. Uh-oh. Football updates. 5 players on the team were listed as did not participate in practice. Let's see who they were. I need to know. This is important information for fantasy and for reality. You guys can learn with me. Who didn't practice? The quarterback, the rookie quarterback, or essentially J.J. McCarthy. I'm not surprised about that because I didn't think he traveled with the team to Europe. Like our third, fourth string tight end. I think it's a third string. Ben Urasek. Fine. Our left guard, first round pick that has been pretty darn good. He has a wrist injury. That is a bad one. But our center is going to be back. He's good. Our defensive lineman that we drafted, interior defensive line guy, Javon Hargrave. That's not good. Hopefully he gets better. And Andrew Van Ginkel is still sore. They're calling it neck injury. He was out with a concussion the previous 2 weeks ago. Last week he only played 8 snaps. They eased him back in. So definitely give him some veteran rest off. They play in, I believe they play in Ireland this week. They either play in Ireland this week and London the next week, or vice versa. Let's tell you a little bit of water fell in this old USB charger thing. They even have that. That even exists. Alright, so we're going back into this dude's tunnel. The traveling across the bay is honestly the longest part. We're going to go back up to him. He'll be done. He'll send us back to Loramus. Loramus is going to send us to get the crystals around here. It's really, again, not the difficulty. It's the time, the travel time. Have to remember to get our level 60 powers or I'm going to be bummed. Just going to have to see how long it takes us to do this stuff. I'm sitting at 17 minutes, ideally. And I would we're going to do the bare minimum of these quests, regardless of how long that takes me. I know it's not going to take me that long, but regardless, or as the intelligentsia say, irregardless. Okay, I'm going to go ahead on this Murloc. I think he's the better target. I hate it when they just stun you so quick. You get like an unlucky roll, and one of the first things is like the back of the head stun. Our force field's off. So before, if you remember, I fought that dude on the way up. You can actually store that too if you want. Also, we got Lucky right here. This guy padded right down the slope ramp. Hold that one, but that's not a big deal. Again, I think we can shake them before the end. Just don't want them like chain aggroing each other. But if you kind of hug the walls like this, I think. Also, when you're up on that little lip, it also throws them for a loop. They can't really figure out how to live their life. See, they're done. All right, hey buddy. Lord Arkrak bends down to inspect you.
Where are they? Finally, one worthy of the wisdom of Arkrak.
6 gold for that bad boy. That's another thing now that we're 60. The gold going pour in, girls and boys. Number 3, the name of the beast. We needed his name because I guess you need to inscribe the name on the weapons.
As promised, I will reveal the name of the demon lord Razalik the Defiler. First, however, I must prepare something of utmost importance for your journey. The weapon you seek to create requires a temper. Give me a moment to drain the blood from these heads.
Lord Arkrak squeezes the heads in between his gigantic fists, draining them of their blood.
Take the temper back to Loramus along with the name of the beast. Rocklick.
So Razalik is actually Rocklick. I mean, you could sneeze while saying this and accidentally say the beast's name. I feel like that was a little bit of too much work for a name that was just like 3 letters off a name everybody knew. Like, yeah, I'm gonna change my name. I want people to start calling me Geekob. I am now Geekob. Like, I think we could have just accidentally figured that one out. 13 minutes? Okay, so it took us 4 minutes to smash and grab our way into that. Now we have to swim across the bay, and he's going to give us this quest. He will give us Azsharite, and then he'll do the formation of the Fellbane, and then he will give us Enchanted Azsharite Fell Weaponry, which I forgot actually, that's in Stranglethorn. We're not going to pick that one up. We're not going to do that one this time. We are going to... Yeah, that's not going to happen. So, I guess in the next level, you're going to see me doing whatever. So now I don't care. Now we're going to be done when we're done. I just decided. Because now that I realize we're going to actually have to recruit, I'm going to have to go to Stranglethorn and start recruiting anyway. We're going to just hope that we can recruit and get people to come and help us out mid-mission. I think we will. I've had, in general, people willing to come do this, and I think that's a tough enough quest that you might get, and it's not crazy, like just have some people run around and feel cool and kill 3 elites. I think we might be able to get a party together. So now that I know we're going to do it this way, that's just how it's going to go. Because we're going to have to go get the Azsharite, come back. He's going to do this crap. He's going to send us to Stranglethorn. I forgot we've got to do that. So we've got to go to Stranglethorn to pick up that quest. So we're going to have to hearth to Stormwind and mess about in Stormwind. Here's Hetera's blood. It's the blood of the Sea Queen. And then fly to Stranglethorn. See, I always think this is neat right here. This is called the Swirling Maelstrom. And it's like this... I don't know if you can fish there. It looks like a fishing thing. But you would only be able to fish there if you had, like... If you were a shaman or you had a potion of water walking. Which I think is a thing. So, can you fish in the Swirling Maelstrom? Let's look that up. Can you fish in the Swirling Maelstrom? Yes. Wait a minute. That's a real life. you go. Now there's where people are talking about it. A large fishing pool. It isn't anywhere. Had a lot of normal fish you would get in the zone. It doesn't say anything. It just says, it isn't anywhere. I called down one of my friends that could fish it up. We found that it had a lot of normal. So it has the normal fish you get in the zone. To me, indicates nothing. It doesn't have it. It's not a real fishing thing. Sea Swirling Maelstrom is an enhancement shaman talent. Okay.
Hello. Goodbye.
Return, astounding human. Did you discover the true name?
The temper will add the necessary vitriol we require for the forging of the weapons. There is but one more step in their creation.
So we're making weapons. Yeah, okay. I find nothing. Name of the Beast Part 3 is done. We're now going to pick up Azsharite. We continue this quest.
The ancient cliff giants of the southern region of Azshara consume the rock and buildings of the land for sustenance. The excrement from their consumption is a highly malleable and extremely strong crystal known as Azsharite. The formations litter the southern arc, but few are ever recovered due to the extremely violent nature of the giants. You are to venture south and recover enough of the Azsharite for the creation of the weapon's body. My fellhounds will aid in the recovery of the crystal.
Okay, so we're going to get the giant poop. He said it's excrement. From their consumption of the strong crystal known as Azsharite. Oh, their excrement, they consume the rock and buildings of the land. So I guess for however they're saying it, giants eat the buildings and rocks around here, poop it out, and that creates a certain crystal called Azsharite. That's what we want. He whispered to us, by the way, you will need to open the Fellhound tracker kit. Read the instruction manual. Summon the beast when you're near the peninsula or cliff giants south of here. You don't actually need to do that. That fool lied to us. If you open it, you get two things. You get a fell orb that lasts for 2 hours. If you log out, the timer stops. It summons a Fellhound tracker. And it says, read the manual. So 5 charges. So if you summon one, we get this little guy. It's called a Fellhound tracker. Special. That there. We're going to go up and look around. Okay. He'll just walk around. Suppose, if you read it, I think you have to do something to him. I can't remember. You do a slash command to him. He will do whatever, but we can read information on how to control your new Fellhound tracker. You don't actually need any of it, though. Just walk around. They're giant crystals. They're everywhere. There's not a lot of mobs in the area. It's not very hard to find. Completely unnecessary. You just need 20 of them. That's the only part that makes it slightly annoying. You have these guys, but they're pretty cool. They pretty much let you chill if you're level 60, especially. They don't aggro on very far away. Okay, the conjuring of the beast. To conjure the Fellhound tracker, you must use the supplied Fell Orb. Notes: the conjured Fellhound tracker will only remain as an entity in this world for 30 minutes. You only get one at a time, by the way, so you literally have to go find 20. The conjured Fellhound tracker will only assist you in finding Azsharite formations. The conjured Fellhound tracker will not do the following: tricks, attack anything, assist anything, dance, destroy arcane beings. Next page, please. So they're basically saying, even though he looks cool, he is not a combat companion. Funny way of saying that. The control of the beast. Fellhound trackers only respond to bestial roars. There you go. That's what you have to do. You have to slash roar at the guy. And then it will say, you roar with bestial vigor at the Fellhound tracker, so fierce. Fellhound tracker searches for a source of arcane energy. Fellhound growls. And then that's it. I guess he's pointing. Maybe he's pointing in the direction. No. I don't know. See, I've done this. I don't know what the heck he's freaking doing. it says target the Fellhound tracker and roar. Cool, we did that. When the Fellhound tracker locates a formation, he will sprint to the formation with little to no regard for the entities that surround him. Aggroed on that guy. While you do not need to protect the Fellhound, you may want to stay close so that you do not lose him. See, like, okay. We can roar. The disposal of the beast after 30 minutes, the beast will return to its home in the nether. Okay, cool. He ran over there, but you know what I mean? Did I need him for that? That's what I just don't understand. Note, in its fervor, the beast may run off cliffs or fall off a mountain. Don't mourn the loss of the Fellhound tracker. Summon another one instead. I don't know what the story is. I do not know why they made this Fellhound beast. You do not need him. You do not need the book. Okay, so you can get when you. Oh yeah, there are some hippogriffs. Whenever you see one of these that's shaped like a person,
it's too far away.
That means they ate someone and pooped out that person. You can still get a Azsharite from it, but you also have a chance of getting one of 2 crystallized notes. We've read at least one of them on this channel. We might have read both. They don't do anything. They're just flavor text. They basically talk about how lame it is to get eaten by a giant and pooped out. I think we've read both of them, but we'll keep an eye out. I have found in getting 20 of these, I have gotten one or both crystals, one or both notes. Him, he tried to psych me out. I don't think I did this. I think I went down and around when I did this on my other 2, and it was a little bit less mobby. Okay, so we got one of the notes. There you go. We can read one right now. We're not going to throw it out quite yet because I want, in case we get another guy, I want that one to drop too. We're already at 7. So, kind of at the fringes right now of where they appear. Alright, so this is crystallized note, 1 of 2. What was I thinking? Perhaps a better question would be, what am I doing writing a note while I'm sitting captive inside the stomach of a giant? Both good questions that I have no immediate answer for. Admittedly, mine was not a mission of goodwill. I came in search of Azsharite, a unique crystal to southern Azshara. Oh, the riches I would have had. Bah, now looking. Ow. Ow, how's the poop? Yeah, the drop rate's pretty high on these notes. Where are we at? A couple minutes. And we're making good progress here. Honestly. I'd like to at least maybe get the other note. Go a couple mows over. Okay, we got half of our crystals. Like I said, like this guy might despawn while we're off camera, but it doesn't really matter. It's not really, I don't know, I think they were figuring out, they really tap into this kind of quest in Burning Crusade a lot, and they're annoying AH. I think they were just so broken, that's why they gave you these caveats, like, hey, it's not going to do it, they're not going to do anything, they're going to run off cliffs, we're going to have to give you 5 charges, we're going to have to blah blah blah. So they were still working out how to make those quests fun and practical and not more annoying than they're worth. And my guess what happened is that it was just so glitchy and buggy and unreliable and causing quest failures by accident that they decided to just scrap the necessity of the Fellhound mechanic, because these things are giant. They're like, unless there was once upon a time where they weren't visible. Also, did that even make sense? Why would they not have been visible? Maybe they were burying their scat like a cat. These big giants were. Alright. I wanted to find one that's shaped like a little dude. There's one. I was gonna say, in case we can get one more note. and then pretty much. Maybe I'll go for a couple more. I want to at least go back to Stormwind. We only need 5 more. I'll at least go back to Stormwind so that I can, hopefully I can remember to get my powers while we're there. If we can go learn those powers, that'd be cool. We're very, very close. We're already at 16. Need 4 more. Oh, I did not get a note from that dude, by the way. Might have already had the other note on this account. We did have one on this character already, and I don't know if they can drop twice. I just know there are 2 different ones. You can look them up on Alpedia too. But I'm pretty sure we read them already, so I almost don't even want to go waste my time. Look, there is the spirit of Azure Ghost.
I can't carry any more of those.
So that was another crystal. That was a crystal note, but it must be the one we already have. So there's the spirit of Azure Ghost. I'm sure you do something with him at some point. I don't know. And not spirit in the sense that he's dead. I believe it's more spirit in the sense that he is like astral projecting himself or something. Because I don't think he's dead yet. In the lore. There's some mithril. There's some mithril. I'm a little bummed we made all those mithril things. We didn't gain any points, but that's, I guess, what you get. Okay, we're at 18. I guess we'll get some more. What's up? What's up? Azure Ghost, what you doing, man? All up in my business. 2 more crystals, and then we'll hop down and go swim back out to the dude again. And if he's just blocking vision. I guess we can look at the crystallized note text while we're swimming across the bay. If we don't find it, I'll look up the other one, just so that we can have no doubt in our mind if we covered it all or not. But I have gotten them on my account. I have covered them all. Oh man. I'm pretty certain we did it on camera together. Pretty certain it's not 100%. When we ran this zone, did it with our board character. Alright, here's the last one, and then we can go hop back into the bay and go turn this into this dude. And then he'll give us a couple seconds where he makes some weapons, and then we'll learn our powers in Stormwind. And just, I won't stay in Stormwind, we will fly. We could try to, we can't even loot it anymore. You could loot them before. Okay, all hunt is gone. You could loot those guys. Oh, he decided to climb off the cliff with us. Alright, so let's look at the crystallized note. So, yeah, this is the one we read. There are 2 versions. This is the one we read. To whom it may concern, if you are reading this note, then you are in one of 2 places. On the southern peninsula of Azshara, inside the belly of a cliff giant. Both equally undesirable. It should be noted that I was the former at one time, and as of the writing of this letter, the latter. Being inside the belly of a giant gives one time for reflection. As my body crystallizes, I've come to the conclusion that perhaps there are enough heroes in this world. Should I somehow make it out of this predicament, I'm going to wring that orc's ghostly neck, Wind and Shay. Which, that's funny, so that actually gives us... First of all, I don't know who Wind and Shay is, but that means somebody else was on this quest line. Because it said that orc's ghostly neck, so it is a callback directly to the quest line that we're in. So that's funny, right? Alright, we are Yeah, now we can toss that bad boy. Cool. Good stuff. Alright, so Azsharite will be done now. I can go ahead. We can go ahead and click that one off. And that's going to give us the formation of the Fellbane, which I'm pretty sure he's going to do that right now. We did a lot of quests today. We've been doing work for you, man.
Greetings. Goodbye.
Evil does not sleep, fool. You will have time for rest when you are finally dead. Now bring me those crystals.
Your tasks in Azshara are complete, mortal. I must now forge the necessary components for the next step in your adventure. The weapons are ready to be forged. You must take the tempered Azsharite to one with the ability to harness fell energy. In Stranglethorn Vale, such a blacksmith exists. Galvan the Ancient, leader of the Mithril Order, will craft the weapons to your specifications. You will find his encampment between Zul'Gurub and the Moshog Ogre Mound. May your determination and faith carry you through this ordeal. Should you fail, know that your god smiles down upon you, mortal.
Why is he gonna add that last line? Should you fail, know that your god smiles down upon you? Who is my god? What kind of pantheon type of thing? Like, what does that mean? That's kind of weird with the way that they have it. I didn't think it worked like that in WoW, but even if it is, which god of the pantheon smiles down on me for going to defeat this demon? So that's interesting. I hope I don't fail, but we're here for the paladin business here, and then we're gonna go to the flight path for next time. Yeah, this Lord Gregan Shadowbreaker. I don't know what that is. We are gonna need to pick up the chill wind, whatever. First aid. No. Come on, Mike. Gregan Shadowbreaker. What's that? There he is. Oh, he wants to. I see. He would be sending me there for that. No. We're gonna go to her for our last powers. What?
Well met. May the light protect you this day.
We will learn. Flash of Light rank 6. Love it. So this is gonna give me to 435. Flash. I don't know what I'm doing. Flash of Light rank 6. Cool.
May the light protect you this day.
We will learn Seal of Righteousness rank 8, which gets up to 187 holy damage on the judgment. So 20-ish more damage.
Light bless you.
Fine. I don't really use that one very much, but I guess I could if I wanted to.
May the light protect you this day.
Seal of Wisdom rank 3. When I smite them, chance at 59
Farewell.
mana. Up from 46.
May the light protect you this day.
Blessing of Light. Heals target up to 400 instead of 300. Oh, I just learned also
honor,
Consecration. Rank 5, so... There's a lot of these guys. Seal of Light. Blessing of Light. Whoops. Didn't want that. Blessing of Light. At that one, and Consecration rank 5, 384 damage per.
May the light protect you this day.
Exorcism rank 6, that one I like whenever we fight demons.
Careful.
That's a nice one. 563 up to over 100 extra
May
damage.
the light protect you this day.
Greater Blessing of Light, so now we can kick that bad boy over.
Light bless you.
So that's if we want to do the whole party to make them get healed better. Okay.
May the light
Really
protect you
spending
this
some
day.
money. Hammer of Wrath, rank 3.
Farewell.
556 up from, so 100 extra damage on that. Pretty solid.
May the light protect you this day.
Holy Wrath, ping 2. That's the AoE. I forgot I even had that. Never use it. Never.
Go with honor,
Because I'm
friend.
very rarely fighting a ton of them. 576 AoE, so over 100 on that. Yeah, it's basically an even stronger
May the light
version
protect
of
you this
Exorcism.
day.
Redemption, this is my healing from the dead, 600 and 800 mana. Up from 400. Not that it really matters, but it's
Careful.
useful. Slightly better heal.
May the light protect you this day.
Seal of Light. This is the one I was doing. 94 on the healing per hit. Up from 76.
Safe travels.
Please. I basically ranked up every single holy thing I had.
May the light protect you this day.
Alright, so we don't get any of those. We cannot have greater... We don't have Holy Shock. And I don't have Greater Blessing of Wisdom. I guess I need that as a... That's rank 2. It says... Oh, it requires... So I somehow need to learn rank 6 Blessing of Wisdom from someone to get that. So that's probably a... bet. Requires Blessing of Sanctuary. I think that's another one. Holy Shield we don't have. Okay, Devotion Aura, good, up to 735 armor. That's just a thing now. Fire Resistance Aura, up to 60 fire resistance. That should just be a thing now from 45. Pretty good. Greater Blessing of Salvation. So Salvation was another one I had. This guy right here.
Farewell.
That one is where we do it to the whole group, basically. Trinkets are all hot bar.
May the light protect you this day.
I'll take potions off. And the only retribution I get is an increase to my Seal of Command. Again, we would need Blessing of Might wherever you get Blessing of Might rank. Rank 7, wherever we would get that. I don't know. I'll have to look that up a different time, maybe. But we get rank 4. This is up to 373. Yeah, it's about 40 more damage.
Go with
Not
honor,
bad.
friend.
Okay. Man, I mean, we upgraded it essentially. Everything. What did we not upgrade as we go walk to the flight path? Not the Crusader, which is part of my rotation. Not Seal of Justice, which I don't use that one. I actually should use that from time to time, but I don't. We did not increase our Judgment, which that's key. We didn't increase our Stun, or our Repentance, or Turn Undead, or our main heal, or Cleanse. Not that Cleanse really needs it. Any Divine Shield or Blessing of Protection, or Lay on Hands. Rat Aura, Concentration Aura, Shadow Resistance Aura, Frost Aura, or Sanctity Aura. We did not upgrade either. We did not upgrade the Blessings of Might, Wisdom, Freedom. Not that that one never has a blessing. Sacrifice. I accidentally overshot it. So, but the vast, I'd say like 2/3 at least of our powers we upgraded. That's a lot. We spent, I don't know, we were over 200, so we spent at least 30 something gold. Alright, so that's really good. Next time we are going to formate the formation of the Felbane, and we're going to hunt for a party to help us out in last go questing in that area. Thank you everybody so much for watching, listening, and tuning in. I appreciate you. You all rock. I'll see you guys on the next episode of Lore of Warcraft. This one is in the pipe. 5 by 5.